Hello guys, you're welcome to the channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be explaining the stiff spiral. So the stiff spiral is another commercial maneuver we teach our commercial pilot candidates. So it's also required here in the US to be able to perform that if you're going for your pilot check ride. So just a few things about the maneuver really. It's a very straightforward maneuver. So they're making a spiral over a selected point. So the main purpose for this maneuver is to be able to lose a certain amount of altitude over a selected point. So some use cases are, let's say, in an engine failure scenario, for example, if you like to go around a certain point and try to land there and you're really high, you can just use learning how to do a stiff spiral really helps you build that skill set. That's basically what the stiff spiral is all about, just to help you lose a high amount of altitude over a selected point. So with that being said, I'll also go over some of the common errors, but before I do that, I'll demonstrate how to do the maneuver for you. So ideally you want to select a specific point on the ground. So I see some space over there that we can use just in case we just assume, okay, maybe we'll have an engine failure and want to land over there. Ideally what you want to do first is reduce the power to idle and trim the aircraft for your best glide speed. On this aircraft the best glide is about 68 knots, so I'll use 68 knots as my reference. So once you basically trim it for 68, just want to take note of your heading and start making those 360 degree turns over that point until you lose usually not more than 2,000 feet of altitude, right? Ideally, you want to recover above 1,500 above ground level. So I do have my point over here. I'm just flying over my point right now. So I'll start the maneuver now. And basically, it'll be my point right there. I'll put the power to idle. And I'll trim the aircraft for 68 knots. I'll take a note of my heading, basically starting on the west heading. So I trim, I start my turn, establish almost 30 to 45 degree bank. I'll pay attention to my head. And once in a while I'm going to clear the engine once I come back to the heading I started with. Oh yeah, I'm paying attention to that, my airspeed, also the glide speed. Also paying attention to my sinking rate. Adjust my bank angle. Made my first turn, I clear the engine, one. Adjust my airspeed. Make sure I look out to my point, make sure I'm maintaining the same point. Yeah, I feel the wind is slightly blowing me away, so I increase my bank angle. I'm coming back slightly. There. Clear the engine one more time. Adjust my bank here. I'm still over my point. This will be my last turn. Making sure I'm managing my airspeed here. I'm looking over my point to make sure I'm maintaining a height. I'll try to make sure I recover above 100 as well. So I'm coming up. I cook the engine finally. That's the last one right there. I'm coming up to the west heading. And I'm at 1,700 feet. So I pretty much recovered above 1,500. And that's pretty much how you do the steep spiral. And then now you could recover. So I'll just climb back up here to 2,000. guys, that's how you perform the maneuver. And the few common errors with the maneuver is basically not paying attention to your point, or if you're using the instruments too much and you're not looking at the point you're supposed to be circling around. That's one of the major common errors during the maneuver, so you want to watch out for that. As well, losing too much altitude, it's another problem during the maneuver, so you want to make sure you watch out for that, so you don't want to use too much, you don't want to lose too much altitude during the maneuver. You only have so much altitude to anyway. So the final thing you want to watch out for is the ineffective use of trim. So the trim is there to help you control the aircraft. So to trim the aircraft correctly, you actually be able to glide through the maneuver, just like I did. Pretty much was gliding through the maneuver. I was just, just controlling it just for the sake of having some control over my airspeed, really. But sorry guys. But once you know how to use the trim, it will make it a lot easier to actually just glide around the point. So that's one of those things you also want to watch out for. Guys, if you learned anything from the video, make sure you drop a like and subscribe to the channel for more content. I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching.